Hi, in this video, we are going to discuss about function pointer. As we all know, pointers point to an address of any memory location, right? So pointers are used to point to the address of any memory location. In addition to that, pointers can also point to the beginning of executable code of functions in memory. Okay, so I can use a pointer to point to the beginning of the executable code of functions in memory. Even that is possible using pointers, because anyway a function is going to be stored in memory and the beginning location can also be pointed by a pointer. So the syntax of declaring a pointer to function is the function's return type, okay, and within brackets the pointer to function, no, the pointer to function name. So an asterisk, an indirection operator to denote it's a pointer. This is going to be a pointer to a function, and these are the function's argument list. So this is how we declare a pointer to function. So you'll have to say which function this pointer is pointing to, no, that function's return type, okay, and the name of the pointer to function, it's a pointer, and the function's argument list, right? So now why do we need this actually? No, so complicated, and why do we need this pointer to function? So this is useful, mainly in the cases where you want to choose a function dynamically at runtime. Okay, so depending on certain conditions, the function you wanted to choose differs. So in that case, this pointer to function is very, very useful. Okay, the first thing is pointer to function can be used to choose a function dynamically. No, usually if you want to choose function A if x is true, function B if y is true, no, and all these dynamic selection of functions can be done using pointer to function. That is your function pointers. See, function pointers and pointer to function both mean the same. They are used to implement generic functions. Okay, generic functions. So we are going to see two simple examples of function pointer. Okay, so this is just to explain how do we use a function pointer or a pointer to function. In the next video, we will try to do the same with a more clarity, that is, to a program which requires a pointer to function. So this program is just to tell us or explain us how do we use a function pointer. Okay, right. So this is your function definition. I have a function called fn multiply, which takes two integers as parameters. Okay, this function is going to return the multiplication of these two values, x and y, right? So this is what your function pointer is. So you can see here, as per the declaration, if you remember, this one is going to be the function's return type. So I'm going to create a pointer to function fn multiply. Okay, so the return type is integer, so 8. Within brackets, your pointer to function. This is a pointer to function I'm declaring. And followed by the arguments this function accepts. Int, comma, int. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we have created a pointer to function. That is, this pointer is going to hold the starting address of the executable code of the function fn multiply. When I just say fn multiply, it denotes the address of the starting location of the function. Very similar to your arrays. When I just say the array name, it implies the base address, correct? Similarly, this fn multiply also implies the starting address of the code of this function. So I'm assigning this address to this function pointer. That means this function pointer is going to point to that particular memory location. Okay, I can either write just the array name or I can also put the ampersand here. Both means the same. So fn multiply itself says the address of the starting location of this function, right? So I'm assigning this to this pointer to function. So now I can use this ptrfn to call this function. Okay, so printf, okay, that's the statement here. Now I'm calling this function ptrfn of 2, 3. Okay, so this ptrfn is going to point to the location of the fn multiply, correct? So it automatically goes here. It points to that particular location and you're passing this values 2, 1, 3. So x becomes 2 and y becomes 3 and you return 6. So it prints multiplication using function pointer colon 6, right? Okay. Another example using function pointer, very similarly. So here I've just divided as declaration and then followed by definition. So I first declared a function fn print. Okay, it's just having a integer parameter. Okay, fine. Now this function declaration, now I have the function definition here. So what is this function doing? I equal to 1 to n times. I'm just printing I love C programming. So I'm using this function fn print to print I love C programming this n times. That's the function. Okay. Now inside the main you can see here I'm declaring a pointer to function. So this pointer to function, no, it's going to point to fn print. Okay. So I'll have to write the return type of fn print and the parameter of fn print. Okay. So I've declared this function pointer. So this is a pointer to function. So to this function, so I should specify the return type and the parameter, right? Now I'm assigning the starting address of this fn print to this function pointer. Now this fn pointer is going to point to the starting address of the fn print. Okay, so now I can use this pointer to call this function. So fn ptr of 5. So it goes here, n becomes 5. So from 1 to n times, 5 times, it prints I love C programming. So it prints I love C programming 5 times. Yes. So very simple. So what is that this video talks about is about function pointers in a simple manner. Okay. So the idea of using a function pointer is if I want to call a function during runtime, that is I wanted to choose a function dynamically during runtime based on certain conditions, I can use pointer to function, which will be very helpful. So to write a generic function, I can use this pointer to function. So to declare a pointer to function, I will have to put the pointer to function within brackets. Okay, why? Because of the precedence. Okay, and in the left side, I'll write the return type of the function this pointer is going to point to, correct? And no, here I will write the parameter this pointer is going to accept. Okay. Now, when I just say the function name, it means the address of the starting location of this function. Okay. So I can assign this to fnptr. Now, when I call fnptr, it's going to hold the address of the function. Now, it automatically goes there and executes that. I hope it's clear, right? So this pointer to function is very simple if you understand it very clearly. Okay. So how do I declare it? This is my pointer to function name. Okay. With the asterisk here. This should be put within brackets. Otherwise, this asterisk will go along with this. Okay. And it returns, it seems like it's returning a pointer. Okay. So it has to be within brackets. And now this function pointer, whatever function is going to point to, that function's return type and that function's parameter list. Hope you understand this. Have a nice day. Thank you.